Joe the Boss Mazzaria in 1931 in Coney Island, one of the most famous mob hits of all time. And this is really in the midst of the Castellammarese War, where we would, at the end of that, we would see ourselves, opening up to a new form of organized crime, along with the five families of New York City, really establishing themselves, and as well as the National Crime Syndicate, which was pretty much a coalition of New York, Jewish and Italian mobs, with Bugs and Meyer sitting at the top. Bugsy would also play a huge part in what was called Murder Inc., which was really Lucky Luciano's strong arm wing. Some say they took part in 1,000 hits. I don't know how true that really is, but it was probably somewhere around in the hundreds. And some say that Bugsy took part in as many as maybe 30 of these hits. And whether or not that's true, that would pave the way for his, legacy moving forward. And this was around 1931 when they finally took out Joe the Boss and Salvatore Maranzano. And now, Bugsy and these guys like Lucky and Meyer, as I mentioned, they were kind of done with the dirty work. They were trying to get more into the business end of things. And like I said before, Meyer being a little bit more business-minded and Lucky Luciano kind of like that too, Bugsy found himself as more of like their lieutenant. He was a little bit less bright, a lot more, like I mentioned, ill-tempered, and had more of a vicious street rep than his partner Meyer did specifically. Not that Lucky didn't. Lucky was widely feared. So fast forward a little bit, and the National Crime Syndicate would send Bugsy out west to expand their racket enterprise, where they really, didn't have much of a stronghold. And of course, Prohibition had ended, so they really set their sights on gambling as their mass earner. And Bugsy would settle into Las Vegas, of course, which was a smaller, kind of dingy gambling town when he got there, but he saw lots of potential in that early Las Vegas stages of what that city became known as today. And he